The next thing we're going to be doing, well, I guess the next thing for this video is that we're going to be doing a brake install kit. So I actually found this dude on YouTube, and his name is excuse me, his name is Noah B, and he actually makes these custom brackets that converts a 2016 to 2019 Camaro SS Brembo brake kit onto the Firebird. And he basically specially machines these brackets, and they fit on this faceplate right here, and they line up with these holes and attach with this bolt. And then he gave some instructions on what bolts to use to fit through here. Since obviously this is not a commercial kit, or it's not an available kit on the internet anywhere, there were some caveats to the kit. There were some instructions that needed to be done. So the first thing is that to accommodate the new wheels and tires you're going to need, because also you're going to need new wheels and tires because the brake calipers are too big. I believe you need at least an 18-inch wheel on each side. Now I have 19-inch wheels that I got from Facebook Marketplace. These won't be the final wheels, but they are enough to get the car moving and running, right? So basically, to accommodate those wheels, you're going to need longer wheel studs. I elected to get new hubs and not reuse the old ones, just get brand new ones. And the reason why you have to replace these wheel studs is because this is the stock wheel stud that comes with the car. As you see, that is not enough wheel stud at all. Now these are 2 7/8 inch long, I believe, same thread pattern, just way more wheel stud. And just in case I had too much, I elected to get longer lug nuts anyway. And I'll go ahead and show you the wheels that I got. So this is a cheap set. I think I got tires and wheels for like 500 bucks. Again, these are not going to stay on the car in the long run, but these are just temporary, just to get the car moving while I have the rotors on there, or the calipers on there. Now for the brackets, so there's 2 sets of brackets. There is the front, which is an aluminum set, billet aluminum, and then the back, which is just I think this is like laser cut steel. Basically these go around the axle, go like that on the axle. You have 4 bolts on each side. Pretty self-explanatory for this one. Now this one is it's a little bit trickier, and the reason being is that not every remanufactured spindle is the same. So unfortunately with mine, when you place the bracket on, because the bracket goes like this, it should fit like that. As you see, it's not flat, and basically it's binding on that upper, you can see where it's binding right here. So that means that I will have to take a grinder and just grind off this radius a little bit to make it sit flush. And once I do that, I'll be able to bolt everything in. Bolt the new, I still have to clean the steering link up. And I will get new tie rods for this too. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to clean that up, bolt this up, and then get the caliper on there. The last thing is that your rotors have to be, so these are I think 13 or over the 13.5-inch rotors that come with the car. This inner diameter right here, this inner radius, this needs to be, or inner circumference, this needs to be bored out a little bit, or machined out a little bit to fit the hub. So on a stock hub, obviously it's going to be the circumference of this is going to be too small. I went ahead and took it to a machine shop. The guy charged me like 70 bucks for both rotors, and they fit perfectly now. So I have to get that machined, which I guess in the long run means that if you want to change out the rotors, you would have to get the machine every time. But these rotors and the brake pads, I got a cheap set for like, I think they were like just shy of like 170 bucks. Might have been like 165 or something like that. So yeah, that's the only 3 things that you have to worry about. So to get this caliper on, we're gonna go ahead and grind this away. Alright, so went ahead and grinded all that material off. So basically what you want to do is kind of grind it into like a little ledge. Take your plate here and it lines up pretty much flat. So to put in perspective how much I actually had to take off, I'm going to show you guys this new one. Here's a brand new one compared to what you have to grind off in order to make it work. You guys can see. Alright, so I had to do a little bit more grinding right there, because what was happening is that this was sitting, and it was sitting kind of low like that and causing that bolt not to line up. So now it's good. Alright, there we go. So I think it was like a tiny degree off from flat. It didn't seem like it was stripping because it went in pretty easily. So I think we're gonna be good right there. Now there's 2 bolt holes right here that these go through. So basically put these through here. Oh. Put these through here also. Alright, so now that we have the bracket on, basically it's the same exact process that you would do any other Camaro / Firebird. I guess putting your wheel bearings, make sure you pack the wheel bearings, put the wheel bearings on, put the hub on, screw in your, I forgot what, there's a capsule nut, and then put the cotter pin in, and then put your rotor on, and then your Brembo brakes should slide right on this caliper. So I went ahead and installed the back bearing, the bigger bearing in the back and the seal, and then basically it's the same process. Put that in there, a little test spin, we're good to go. And then what you want to do is install your front washer. It has a little cutout. It can only go one way. Doesn't matter if it's back or front, but just it can only go one way. That goes like that. Then you're gonna take your castle nut. You're gonna want to take your cotter pin. Let's see, where's my cotter pin? There we go. And you're gonna want to install the cotter pin. Let's go this way with it, just like that. see if my thumbs are strong enough. They are not. We can use some pliers. Oops. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Last but not least, we're gonna install the cap. I put the cap over right there, just like that, and take this and oops. Oops. We're almost in there. All right, and then that is your wheel hub. So then I'll show you how the brakes are going to be installed. Pretty nice fit. We'll go ahead and put a lug nut on here. All right. Come on. There we go. And then these bolts just thread in the backside. I can line this bracket up a little bit more. There goes one bolt. All right. Basically, this would have to just go like that, and then we'll have to zip tie that somewhere up here, maybe to the control arm. And that should go right there. But that's it. I didn't tighten these bolts up yet. Like I said, I'm going to change the brake pads out. So final test and tuning needs to be done, but that looks really good. As an update, these bolts are going to be too long, and you can kind of see them. They're starting to back out. Let's see if I can. They're starting to. Can you kind of see that? That gap? Gonna be way too long, so I gotta get some shorter, which I think he actually Noah actually specified in the email. So I'll go ahead and get those. All right, so it's been a couple of days since I last recorded. I think where I left off was with installing the with installing the caliper on the little bracket I have. The bolts that came with it were actually, I believe they were too long, and I think I showed that in the last time I recorded. Excuse me. So basically, I think these were the ones that came with the caliper, and these are way too long. So actually, Noah specified to me what bolts I needed to have. Essentially, what he said was you have to have shorter bolts, right? So I went to Ace Hardware, and they didn't have a bolt head like that, but I just ended up getting just a regular bolt, same thread pattern, and just putting a washer under there, and that worked out fine. But the issue was that this bolt head was actually too big, and it was hitting on the back of the bracket. which I can show you. Let's see, take this wheel off, put it right there. We'll turn the wheel. So basically, oh my gosh. See if I can see this. So that bolt right there is the one with the regular head and the washer. That was fine, but the other one was on the bottom. Let's see if I can even get to that one right there. That one I had an issue with because of where that steering arm is located. It was actually interfering with the regular size bolt. So what I ended up doing was had to go to another Ace across town. I had to buy one of these type of bolts, and these actually have like a little special head. They're pretty similar to the ones that came with the 2017 Camaro. And then the only thing I had to modify is I had to grind off this shoulder a little bit, as you can see, and that way it can clear the steering arm, and that's screwed in just fine. Another issue I ran into is that these wheel studs are actually too long. So what I'm gonna have to do is screw in a lug nut to about maybe right here, marking it on each wheel stud, and then just cutting it. So I'm gonna do that for that one, and for the wheel stud that's for the other side of the car. Safety glasses. Where are they? So I went ahead and cut the wheel studs, and then I took a file and then made sure all these were decent. I did have one that wasn't, so I actually knocked it out and then reinstalled a wheel stud in there. Since these are, since I installed one the same size, you can actually put one back in pretty easily with an impact, with actually a smaller impact like this. So yeah, so now I can actually get a wheel on here and let the car down, see how it sits. We can go ahead and do the brakes, or bleed the brakes. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, it is raining right now and it's kind of cold. We're in the middle of a winter storm here in Houston, so yeah, it's a little chilly. So we'll go ahead and get that wheel on, drop the car down and see what it looks like. Jesus Christ, for that fitment. Yo. Is that rubber? That's actually insane. Jesus Christ. Also, if you guys are, if anybody's interested, let's see, it's kind of spooky lighting. If anybody's interested in getting this this kit from Noah, I'll link all his information in the description below. Really cool dude, really fair price. I think it's really fair price for what you get. Now, the last thing I have to mention is that if we're running a Ford, I'm sorry, if we're running the standard 10/12 bolt rear end, there isn't a way to adapt the to use the parking brake. So because that's an internal, I'm sorry, that uses a cable to pull a mechanical lever for the drum brakes to hold. That's how the parking brakes work over there. So there's not a way to use that. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up having maybe some kind of valve that leads to both rotors, and have almost like an e-brake setup, hydraulic e-brake that I can pull and have a lock on there. So we'll see. I'm not ready for the rears yet because I don't have the rotors, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's gonna be the video. So go ahead and, like, if you guys liked it, subscribe to the channel. You want to continue seeing the build. I'm trying to build this Firebird kind of on a budget, so if anybody's into that, go ahead and like and subscribe, and guys, see you in the next video.